This is what the narcissist never expected you to do, which will make them regret it for the rest of their lives. Thank you everyone for watching this video. Surprisingly, there are several actions that narcissists never anticipated you would take. Please show your support by liking, subscribing, and sharing if you enjoy the content. However, this video focuses on the most unexpected action they never thought you would take. Before I disclose that, let's reflect on your experiences with the narcissist. Which relationship was this, and how did it impact you? In what ways have you been permanently changed? You found yourself in a relationship with a toxic, narcissistic individual without being aware of what narcissism was, mainly due to a lack of education. Initially, you attributed the issues in the relationship to just having bad days, thinking the person had their own problems and was perhaps playing the victim or mistreating you. Despite this, you couldn't fully grasp the situation and continued to invest in the relationship. Over time, you gave away your time, money, energy, effort, love, empathy, status, social connections, finances, and even your health, depleting yourself in the process. This happened because you were excessively giving in and supporting a relationship that was unproductive. The narcissist was essentially sabotaging your efforts, aiming to make your life difficult while they had another plan lined up for themselves. The cycle of narcissistic abuse involves scenarios where one person gives excessively, while the narcissist keeps taking without limits. Narcissists have a destructive impact on everything they encounter in their lives. Despite what others may suggest, my personal observations indicate that narcissists have a distinct way of thinking. They approach situations differently, lack the ability to reflect on themselves like you do, and do not hold themselves accountable as you might. Instead of personal growth, they prefer to exploit others, drain them of resources, discard them when they are no longer useful, and move on to the next target. It's important to note that the new target is typically another individual. Keep in mind that the narcissist likely fled from a previous relationship to seek refuge in your companionship. Once they have obtained what they desired from you, they will move on to someone else who may lack knowledge, insight, or may even be a toxic narcissist themselves. This new target could be a recycled individual from a past relationship, a former acquaintance, or someone the narcissist wishes to manipulate once again. These elements all contribute to the abusive cycle perpetuated by narcissists. It's crucial to understand that this cycle will persist, with the narcissist remaining the consistent factor throughout. They are aware that their mental state confines them, that their anxiety-ridden existence is a trap, and that they constantly shift their personas. They acknowledge that they wear masks to control people, and at times they recognize their own insincerity. Their desire to feel superior to others stems from this realization. When you left the narcissist, you were unsure of what to expect. It felt like dealing with Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, like an emotional roller coaster. The nature of your relationship with them was always unclear. However, when you searched online for terms like "spouse won't talk to me" or "verbal abuse," you finally found some answers. This was your first breakthrough. As you continued on your journey, you learned more about yourself and about narcissists. They never thought you would realize their true nature. They underestimated your intelligence and ability to research, just as they had done when the relationship began. Think back to when you first met the narcissist. They were likely assessing you, trying to understand your motivations, assets, dreams, and relationships. They wanted to profile you. One day, they decided that you would be their next source of fuel. They planned to use you as their engine, whether it be for a short period or a long one. Their intention was to get close to you and either make you fall in love with them or become their friend. However, they had ulterior motives. They wanted to manipulate, abuse, and deceive you while hiding behind a false facade. They were aware that your well-being and resources would suffer as long as you were with them, as they had done this before. Eventually, their resources would run out and they would move on to another source of fuel. If you ever tried to leave, they believed you would never recover. Watch the video again to understand the abuse they put you through and how they knew it would eventually lead to your departure or theirs. Alternatively, you could remain trapped in a narcissistic haze. You understand what I'm saying? If you were present in that situation, please comment below. Your presence is significant. You are connected to the narcissist. Because you feel constantly drained and defeated, the narcissist didn't anticipate your recovery, your comprehension of narcissism, your commitment to radical acceptance, and your realization of your own abundance, beauty, and inner light. The narcissist deceived, ensnared, and controlled you into believing you couldn't survive without them. This is known as the trauma bond. You were constantly manipulated, pushed away, and then pulled back in. It felt like an emotional roller coaster because you were always destabilized. You were never able to find your footing. Each interaction with the narcissist, whether by phone call, text, or email, left you uncertain of what to expect. There was no stability. The narcissist purposely kept you off balance to re-establish the trauma bond. Dealing with the trauma bond is extremely challenging because you were never educated about narcissism. It caught you off guard. You struggled to comprehend why everything was falling apart and felt like an empty shell. The narcissist was consuming you. Things went awry both day and night. Your mind was occupied with thoughts of them, and your responses to their messages were delayed. You would pause your current activity to explain your actions, plans, and intentions. The narcissist would typically respond with, "Okay, K," or "Great," sometimes choosing not to reply at all. Have you experienced this scenario? Share your thoughts. They devalued you for simply sharing your activities and plans. You were seen as an unpaid assistant, a constant source of apologies, and an endless list of tasks. You were stuck in a cycle of narcissistic manipulation or trauma bonding, consistently reporting back to the narcissist. You were deliberately kept in the dark, placed in that position intentionally. Your devaluation only increased once you were in that role. The narcissist grew disinterested and tired of you. You were ensnared, becoming the target of their pursuit, capture, and manipulation. The days of being seen as a mere possession by narcissists are over. They would treat you like a doll or prized item, using you at their whim and discarding you back on the shelf. This behavior led to their disappearing acts for hours, days, or even entire weekends and relationships. During these absences, they were likely seeking out new sources of attention or validation from others. These sources could range from friends, social groups, travel, possessions, or any other means of gratification. Narcissistic supply typically involves romantic partners or friends, but it could also extend to family members or siblings. However, the narcissist never anticipated that you would gather your strength, educate yourself about narcissism, understand its impact on you, and prioritize your own well-being. Whether you were discarded or ended the relationship yourself, my sympathies are with you for enduring a toxic connection for so long. Experiencing the abusive cycle of a narcissist is a challenge that not everyone faces, but you have overcome it. Finding that needle in the haystack is crucial. Just like one pine needle among many behind me on the trees or ground, discovering that one needle in the haystack can unlock your future and free you from a toxic narcissistic relationship. The narcissist never wanted to be understood or for you to heal. They didn't want you to have a breakthrough or realize that toxic narcissists are not who they claim to be. They abuse people, hide behind masks, and keep them in a trance. But you escaped. You are healing, learning, growing, and possibly teaching others. You are awakening, learning, and empowered. You know that you come first, second, and third, not the narcissist. The narcissist deceived and trapped you, but you have broken free. Now understand that your narcissist never wanted closure. They cannot provide closure because they refuse to introspect, be accountable, or take blame. They believe they are always right and never make mistakes. But, like everyone else, the narcissist makes mistakes every day. Narcissists struggle to admit their mistakes due to their limited cognitive capacity. This behavior perpetuates their abusive patterns. Narcissists remain the consistent element in this cycle, fully aware of it. Their aim is to deceive and manipulate individuals for personal gain, only to discard them like disposable items once their purpose is served. Consequently, narcissists have few enduring friendships or relationships. The offspring of narcissists often distance themselves as they recognize the mistreatment they endured. They reject manipulation and grow weary of the constant victim narrative. Despite these challenges, they manage to heal and move on, acknowledging the toxicity of the past relationship. Narcissists consistently fail in relationships, both past and present, driven by an insatiable hunger for attention, material possessions, and new conquests. They know they can never be satisfied, and you do too. The narcissist never thought you would heal. The truth is, you weren't expected to survive that relationship. They believed you would never be strong enough to repair yourself. They didn't think you could tell who they were. They didn't think you would survive alone after discard. During a pandemic, multiple surgeries, a mountain of credit card debt, no car, and an inability to function due to isolation. The narcissist used a smear campaign, and your support network exploded without anyone checking on you. Nobody said, "Hey, how are you doing? Do you want to grab a coffee and discuss what happened?" That happened to me and many others. This is why narcissists act so easily. They slither away at night or vanish quickly. Why? Because they took what they could. They refuse to sit down, drink coffee, reflect, and be accountable. They can't because their weak brains prevent it. They're childlike because of that, so they're stuck in their own misery and wanted to keep you there too. Think about what I'm saying. Imagine you were left by someone. Why? What happened? If a self-centered person took everything from you, they found someone new. That's true. Also, what did they do? They left you. Before, the self-centered person might have tried to reconnect with you. Sometimes, don't let them. It's a good thing if you didn't get back together with them. That shows you're strong, healing, and that the self-centered person has moved on. Everything I'm sharing is about when you were rejected. Think about your lowest point. You were close to the bottom. Maybe you went through a very difficult time. Maybe you even considered doing things you never thought you would. But you know what? It's great that you found a way out of a difficult situation, learned, used tools, and contributed to the community. You live another day to help others. You are realizing that the relationship almost destroyed you, but it didn't. It failed, like self-centered people always do. Yes, I'm repeating myself a few times in this video because I want you to understand that where you are now is different from where you were a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, or 5 years ago. Life is a journey of constant change. Each day, week, and month brings fluctuations in your energy, emotions, and circumstances. While these ups and downs are natural, navigating them can be particularly challenging if you've been entangled in toxic relationships with narcissistic individuals. Recognizing the impact of such relationships is the first step toward regaining your strength and reclaiming your peace. If you've been trapped in a trauma bond, breaking free is crucial for your emotional and mental well-being. Trauma bonds are deceptive. They keep you tied to someone who manipulates and harms you while convincing you that you need them to survive. This bond thrives on instability, making it essential to break the cycle. The best way to protect yourself is to maintain no contact. By cutting off all communication, you create a safe space to heal and regain clarity. However, avoiding contact is not always possible, especially if circumstances require occasional interaction. In such cases, employing the grey rock method, becoming as uninteresting and unemotional as possible, can help you neutralize the narcissist's attempts to provoke or manipulate you. It's important to remember this. The narcissist never believed you could heal. They saw you as weak, incapable, and dependent. They doubted your ability to thrive without them, projecting their insecurities and limitations onto you. Every negative statement they made about you was rooted not in truth, but in their need to control and diminish you. Their tactics often include gaslighting, devaluation, and smear campaigns designed to make you doubt yourself. But the truth is, their behavior reflects their inner turmoil, not your worth. By understanding this, you can begin to dismantle the false narratives they imposed on you and rebuild your confidence. Once you see through the narcissist's facade, you can begin to set firm boundaries. Boundaries are a powerful tool for reclaiming your sense of self. They shift your focus from pleasing others to asserting your needs and priorities. A simple yet transformative act is learning to say no. This single word affirms your self-worth and signals that you will no longer tolerate manipulation or disrespect. Narcissists struggle to handle rejection as it disrupts their need for control. When you say no, you not only protect yourself, but also weaken their grip on your life. While enduring a toxic relationship is deeply painful, it can also be a profound learning experience. Recognizing the dynamics of narcissistic abuse allows you to grow and emerge stronger. The relationship, though damaging, has likely taught you valuable lessons about boundaries, self-respect, and resilience. You may look back and realize that surviving such a relationship has given you newfound strength. Whether you are thriving or still on the path to recovery, it's essential to acknowledge your progress. Healing is not a linear journey, but each step forward is a testament to your resilience. Keep this in mind. The narcissist never expected you to heal. They underestimated your strength, intelligence, and capacity for growth. Yet here you are, standing tall, breaking free from their toxic grip and reclaiming your life. Healing doesn't happen overnight, but every small step counts. By prioritizing your well-being and surrounding yourself with support, you can continue to thrive. Remember, you are not alone in this journey. There is a community of people who understand your experiences and are rooting for your success. Let this moment be the beginning of your healing process. As you continue to grow and rebuild, know that you have the power to create a fulfilling, joyful life free from toxicity. If my content resonates with you, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your support means the world to me and motivates me to create more videos that inspire and uplift. Together, we can help each other on this journey to becoming our best selves. Thank you for watching and take care.